go to court.
She didn't understand at the time what that meant, but in time she would, because her mother struggled fighting the demons in her life, and she would find herself in foster care and court time and time again.
She just had an addiction.
Her mother's drug addiction kept getting in the way of a normal family life. Still, Emily has always been an honor student. She has a special appreciation for art and history, so I took her to the Cummer Museum to have some fun while taking in some culture. No matter where she's lived since elementary school, Emily has gotten herself up, dressed, and fed so she would be on time. Emily's mother would spend years trying to get clean, stay clean, and convince DCF that she could provide a safe, stable environment for her children.
And every time, I would have a therapy appointment, they'd be like, "What are your 3 wishes?" I'm like, "I want to go home, I want to go home, and I want to go home."
A few years ago, she got that wish.
We worked up to visits, so it was 2 hours to 6 hours to weekends. When I finally got to go home, it wasn't long after that she got in an accident.
But Emily's happy reunion with her mother would be short-lived.
We actually just got back from Applebee's, and she left something and decided she wanted to go back and get it, and she just never came back. She passed away in a car accident.
Emily may have lost her mother, but she believes she's gained an amazing opportunity, a chance to reconnect with her mother, forgive, right all the wrongs, and she's grateful. Emily is with a new foster family now.
They make me just cry all the time when they have family dinner and they have family time.
He's a great kid with a strong name, and he's been just that strong all his life. And now he's looking for a forever home, and he's hoping maybe yours is the one. He's a strikingly handsome kid with a striking name, Storm. His life has been just that, but this is a place that he can find some peace, a place where he can run from it all, the library. We went aisle by aisle until we found the treasure trove that Storm was looking for. He's fascinated by anime.
I wish I could collect them all, though.
From collector to creator, Storm wants to own his own line of books and comics when he grows up.
And I got into this by looking at the X-Men movies.
So how taken is Storm with these books? Let's just say I could barely hold his attention for our interview. It was like the books were calling his name.
How about sports or athletics or?
No, I like to play football.
He even enlisted the help of my photographer.
Up there. I can't move.
Yeah. Which one?
18.
Storm eventually let me steal a few minutes to talk adoption, something he's really looking forward to.
I've been in foster care for 3 years.
Beaten physically and emotionally, this 13-year-old told friends and teachers, anyone who would listen so he could get help.
What I look forward to is that I want a better family and, so I can get on with my life.
Storm needs parents who will help him out of his shell and offer him the unconditional love he needs.
I'm very nice and, I'm not that much of a problem.
Yeah, not that much. Why you say that much?
Well, I don't cause any trouble.
He was brought to the U.S. from Jamaica with the promise of a better life, but instead, he was abandoned and left to fend for himself. And today, that 12-year-old is looking for a family and a home to finally call his own.
Nobody could hear. But if
Jovan shared a secret with me, that he always has a song in his heart and he dreams of one day performing for huge crowds. He says it comes naturally. Jovan was born in Jamaica, where he says he was surrounded not only by the beauty of the island, but music. But it was silence when his mother trusted a family member to bring him to the States. He says neither of his parents had the money or the time to raise him.
when I was 11, I think, or 10, I came to Jacksonville with my aunt, and then I'm staying.
His new family arrangement for a better life wouldn't last.
My aunt called my mom so my mom can buy a plane ticket, and then my mom, I think she never had the money.
This 12-year-old found himself in a new environment alone. His family released him to foster care.
I want to meet a new family, an awesome family, have brothers and sisters.
Jovan is hoping for a new family connection, a new experience in his new home of Jacksonville.
Pays attention to their kids, have a nice time going out, family reunions, stuff like that.
Family Support Services has been the lead agency in adoption in our area for more than 10 years. With me now is Lee Kaywork. He heads FSS. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much.
Well, one of the things that right off the bat I'd like to say, you know the difference that two good parents can make in the life of a child because you and your wife have adopted.
Yes, we have. We have two beautiful daughters. One's now in college, 20, and hi, Mary Kate. She's 16 and probably watching. And it's been a great experience for us. And and that's the thing about adoption. You really get more out of it than the children do.
And tell me about the process of getting your girls.
Well, our girls, we got both of them. It's interesting that they're sisters, but we did not adopt them as sisters. We adopted Allie first, and then 2.5 years later, we got called again by the agency at that time, and they said that Allie has a sister, and we would like to adopt her, and we said absolutely, and it's been a great experience for us.
Wow. And I mentioned that FSS is the lead agency locally for adoption, but you've seen some changes over the last few years now, and one of the main reasons is foster care redesign.
Yes.
Tell us what that is.
Well, what we tried to do, we realized that we had too many children coming into care for what I call economic neglect. And so we got together with our partner, the Department of Children and Families. We said, what can we do to allow a child to remain safely in their home? What kind of services do we have to put in place to make that happen? So we really worked pretty hard, spent about a year just developing programs. And as a result of that, we now are able to, when we get a child and we can put services in the home, we can give that family, either parenting classes, to provide them some economic stability, provide them some therapeutic services all in the home, then you're able to allow that child to stay home. And as a result of that, we've actually reduced the number of children out of home care here in Jacksonville by 70%. And that really has enabled us to really focus on those children that have really severe needs that we really have to get permanency to, whether it be primarily reunification, but of course we've led the state in adoption now for 3 of the past 5 years as well.
But again, you do try every avenue possible to keep them with a biological parent, and then if that parent does not go through all of the programs that they're supposed to, then what happens?
Well, if we can't get the parent reunified, if we can't get the program, they just, for whatever reason, or if, quite frankly, if the abuse was too severe, then we start a very extensive adoption program. Our first goal in adoption is try to find families that are relative. It's oftentimes grandma, aunt, cousins, etc. But unfortunately, oftentimes we have children that really don't have appropriate relatives, and then we go through a very extensive process for recruiting. And as you well know, we've had great success with your program, and it really has helped us lead the state, quite frankly, in adoptions. We've been fortunate to have a Wendy's Wonderful Grant, and they have given us great techniques for recruiting, particularly for teenagers, enable us to get really focus in on the needs of the child and matching up with parents, quite frankly, that sometimes they think they want an infant, but in reality, when you really introduce them to some of these great kids, all of a sudden they're jumping in and saying, yeah, I can do that as well.
To get more information on any of the children you've seen here, call Family Support Services. The number again, 904-421-5839. Well, we found 3 kids who just want to be together. Maybe there's a family strong enough with the will to take on the challenge. Meet Greg, Claude, and Jackie.
So you get to choose. It's a fun place full of games, junk food, and teddy bears. I took Jackie and her brothers for a little getaway to Adventure Landing where they can all be together, which is a real treat for this trio all in itself. What you find? Right now, they're in separate foster homes. I wanted them to have something to remember each other when they're apart, so we made furry friends. I know, it's gonna be great. I had them pick out their favorite animals, and we got them stuff. And then they got to make a wish. My wish for them is being adopted together. This is Greg. His big sister Jackie is his rock, and his big brother Claude, his best friend.
I like my brother and love him and love my sister.
Jackie is 13. She's not a big talker. She's shy and reserved, but her brothers will tell you she has a big heart.
She used to look out for me.
She's been the constant in the boys' lives, the one who's filled the gap for a mother who's never been around.
Claude didn't know who the ABCs, and I helped him.
And she taught the boys their numbers, even how to tie their shoes. But Jackie is still a child herself who needs the protection of a parent. As Claude told me, that's a mom and a dad's job.
Have a parent, you don't have nobody to drop you off to school, and then if you're going on a field trip.
Jackie has done enough worrying in her time. It's time to take the pressure off and allow her wish to finally be granted, to be in a loving home with her little brothers, under the watchful eye of a parent who loves them and, yes, will protect them. We've seen it happen time and time again the past several years of Jacksonville's children. Dreams do come true with your help.
It has been a joy doing this segment for the last 8 years. Thanks for joining us for this Jacksonville's Children's Special. Family Support Services of North Florida's goal is the safety and well-being of all of our children in Duval and Nassau counties. Remember, you can always call the hotline 904-421-5839 for information and to find out how you can help.
This has been Jacksonville's Children, presented by CBS 47.